If you walk onto a dealership lot right now thinking you are about to buy a reliable truck, you are already being played. Because what you think you are buying and what you are actually buying are two completely different things. You think you are buying steel. You think you are buying horsepower. You think you are buying something that will work for you. But in reality, you are buying a rolling computer. A machine filled with sensors, trackers, software locks, and systems you do not understand and, more importantly, cannot control. This is not the truck market your father knew. This is not even the truck market from 10 years ago. This is a completely different game. And most people have no idea they are already losing. Right now across the country, people are walking into dealerships, signing $80,000 loans, locking themselves into 7-year payments, and driving off thinking they made a smart decision. They feel proud. They feel successful. They feel like they upgraded their life. But what they actually did was step into a system designed to keep them paying monthly payments, expensive insurance, dealer-only repairs, software-locked features, and hidden costs that do not show up until it is too late. Meanwhile, something very different is happening quietly in the background. The people who actually understand vehicles, the master mechanics, the guys who fix these trucks every single day, the ones who see what breaks, what fails, what lasts, and what is engineered to wear out. They are not buying new trucks. They are not lining up at dealerships. They are not signing loans. They are not chasing technology. They are doing the exact opposite. They are going backwards. But not in a bad way. In a smart way. They are going back to a time when trucks were simple. When engines were overbuilt. When electronics were minimal. And when you could actually fix your own vehicle without plugging in $1,000 computer. They are hunting for something very specific. Analog vehicles. Machines that run on fuel air. And now we move to the truck that completely destroys the biggest myth in the used truck market. The idea that you must pay the Toyota tax to get reliability. Because that belief is costing people thousands of dollars every single day. Number 2. The 1998 to 2004 Nissan Frontier. This is the truck almost nobody talks about. And that is exactly why it still makes sense. Because the moment a vehicle becomes popular, the moment social media starts calling it legendary, the moment flippers start using words like bulletproof and forever truck, the price stops being about value and starts being about hype. That is exactly what happened to the Toyota Tacoma. Now do not get it twisted. The Tacoma earned its reputation. It is a great truck. But the market took that reputation, blew it out of proportion, and turned it into a financial trap. 20,000, 25,000, sometimes even more. For a compact truck that is older than some of the people trying to buy it. 300,000 miles. Rust creeping through the frame. Suspension worn out. Interior falling apart. And somehow people still convince themselves it is worth it. That is not smart buying. That is emotional buying. And smart buyers do not play that game. They look for what everyone else is ignoring. And this is where the Frontier comes in. Because before Nissan merged deeper into corporate cost cutting, before they started chasing trends, before CVT transmissions and overcomplicated electronics, they built trucks like this. Simple. Durable. Honest. The first-generation Frontier is one of the closest things you will find to a Tacoma. Without paying Tacoma money. And the key is under the hood. The 3.3-liter VG33 EV6. This engine does not get hype. It does not get attention. But it absolutely gets the job done. Cast iron block. Proven design. Built for longevity. This engine was not designed to impress buyers in a showroom. It was designed to survive. And it does exactly that. High mileage does not scare it. And now we get to the truck that proves something most modern manufacturers do not want you to realize. Progress is not always improvement. Sometimes the reason a machine lasts is because nobody tried to reinvent it. Number 3. The Ford Ranger. 1998 to 2011. This truck should not exist the way it does. In a world where companies redesign vehicles every few years, add more electronics, add more systems, add more complexity, Ford did something completely different with the Ranger. They left it alone. For over a decade they kept the same core design, the same mechanical foundation, the same simple formula that already worked. And because of that, they accidentally created one of the most durable compact trucks ever built. When you look at a 2010 or 2011 Ranger, you are not looking at a modern truck. You are looking at a refined version of a 1990s machine. And that is exactly why it survives. Because all the weak points that usually come with constant redesigns were never introduced. No experimental systems. No rushed engineering changes. No unnecessary complexity layered on top of something that already worked. Just proven components, used again and again until they became nearly unbreakable. Now let us talk about engines. Because this is where the Ranger earns its reputation. The 2.3-liter four-cylinder. This engine is about as close as you get to indestructible. It is not fast. It is not flashy. But it is relentless. It starts. It runs. It keeps going. High mileage does not scare it. Daily abuse does not stop it. It is the kind of engine that just refuses to quit. Then you have the 4.0-liter V6. More power. More torque. Still incredibly tough. Built for people who actually use their trucks. Hauling. Towing. Working. And just like the Frontier, when you pair these engines with a manual transmission, you remove one of the biggest long-term risks. No complicated automatic failures. No expensive electronic issues. No unpredictable. And now we get to the one vehicle that completely breaks the rules. Because it proves something most people never even consider. You do not actually need a pickup truck to get truck-level strength. Number 4. Ford Crown Victoria. Lincoln Town Car. Mercury Grand Marquis. At first glance this does not look like it belongs on this list. It is not a pickup. It is not marketed as a work vehicle. It does not have an open bed. But that is exactly why most people overlook it. And that is exactly why it is still one of the best deals left in the entire market. Because underneath that body, this is not a typical car. This is a body-on-frame machine. The same construction method used in trucks. Separate frame. Heavy-duty structure. Built to take punishment. Rear-wheel drive. Solid rear axle. Simple suspension design. Everything about it is built for durability. Not trends. Not styling. Not technology. Durability. And then you get to the engine. The 4.6-liter V8. One of the most proven engines Ford has ever built. The same family of engines used in the F-150. Which means you are not getting a fragile sedan motor. You are getting truck DNA. Built to run. Built to last. Built to take abuse. There is a reason these vehicles dominated police fleets for decades. There is a reason taxi companies trusted them in the harshest conditions. Think about how those vehicles are used. Long hours. Constant idling. Extreme heat. Stop-and-go driving. Aggressive acceleration. Hard braking. Day after day. Most vehicles would fall apart under that kind of stress. These did not. They kept going. And that is not theory. That is proven history. Now here is where it gets even more interesting. Because unlike police cars, there is another category of these vehicles that lives a completely different life. The grandpa cars. Lincoln Town Car. Mercury Grand Marquis. Owned by retirees. Garage kept. Regularly serviced. Driven gently. Short trips. Highway cruising. Careful ownership. These are some of the cleanest used vehicles you will ever find. Low mile.